So it's PRI 2025. We're here in the Livernois Motorsports booth. I've got a good friend Andy right here. You guys have seen him on videos with us in the past. They have some new fancy stuff.
Yeah.
He's going to show us, and of course, the big blingy one that everybody's stopping and looking at.
It is
the new Coyote valve covers. So people have seen billet valve covers before, but your guys' are like sort of a notch above the rest. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Like most things, we develop stuff that we see a need from customers. We do a lot of engine builds. We get people that send us their stuff. And we've encountered some billet ones out there that really sort of had some issues that we wanted to address. So we decided to design them. This is Gen 3, Gen 4 Mustang, right? We're going to be working on some other applications as well. But these actually allow you to retain the OEM style dipstick. It'll work with any aftermarket replacement for it. They've all got larger bosses for improved PCV and crankcase breathing, but it allows you to keep the DI or delete it, and you don't have to modify the DI line. You know, that's sort of a big struggle we've seen a lot of people, encounter is some of the aftermarket ones, you either have to delete DI entirely or you have to heavily modify the line. Not something you really should be doing running 4,000 PSI, just, bend it with a bar and hope for the best. So really wanted to tackle that and address that.
Well, not only that, like when you buy, these are not inexpensive. And when you spend that kind of money on a product, you shouldn't have to modify stuff to work around it.
Yeah, that's a little bit of where we bridge the gap. Like we want to do race car level stuff, but without the common race car, bust out a hammer and make it work kind of mentality. We want it to be sort of what you're paying for, and actually have it be what you expect it to be.
And then on top of that, it's the workmanship on all of your guys' CNC work. It's so nice with all of the compound curves and everything in here. They're just dressed very, very nicely. Great looking logo in it. And speaking of CNC, the last time that I was up at the shop, you guys were sort of just getting started on your CNC porting program for Gen 4 Coyote, and it looks like it is now complete.
It is. This is Gen 4 F-150, and that's important to make the distinction because F-150 in 21 went to Gen 4, and the Mustang went Gen 4 in 24. They're completely different Coyotes. Mustang is really like Gen 3.5, right? It's got some updates, mostly interchanges with Gen 3. Not the truth for Gen 4 truck. Nothing interchanges. The blocks are different, the cams are different, the timing drive's different, heads are different.
Yeah, as you can see, no cams.
Right.
Like this is a camless engine. It does not need cams to run. Is that how it works?
It does need them. It's got an upper and lower, cam carrier for it. So in one aspect, that's actually pretty cool because now if you got issues, you can replace that stuff. But very different compared to any other Coyote to date.
Yeah, well, like I know some people don't like that because it adds complexity, but the way I looked at it is if I spent a bunch of money on these really nicely ported heads and I smoke a cam tower, now I don't have to throw away or cobble together a fix for it. I can just put new cam tower in. It's done.
Yeah, yep. Definitely a lot better in that regard for serviceability, and you usually don't damage the head if you wipe out a cam, but in modular and Coyote world, they're one and the same. So you damage a cam bearing or journal, I should say, you ended up trashing a head often, and that's no longer going to be the situation.
And then you guys you were working on Godzilla heads. I don't remember how far along you were with that.
Yeah, we were working on them. Those are released now too. We've got stage 1, 2, 3. We've got CNC only options. We've even got a stage 3R that's a big valve, big seat setup for more race application. So a lot of options there. Really, really, really good results as far as that goes. So that's definitely helpful too. And that's something that we always go through and do. Cylinder heads, engine stuff. That's a lot of the things that we're known for. But we're really trying to branch out some of the stuff that we do beyond just the engine and the engine component, and even the tuning. And we're really addressing, a lot of issues that we're seeing with like the big power cars that we're building. And that's moved us into the world of some suspension components. This sort of product line started with like the 2020 Explorer ST. Anybody that follows those, it's got some issues where they had 2 bolts mounting the diff, then they did 1 bolt, they break, they have all kinds of issues. But we brought that sort of same mindset and technology to 550 and S650, from our own personal S650, we've actually had an issue where the thing makes enough power. We've been having, drive shaft problems, right? And this has dramatically improved the durability of even a stock drive shaft because the differential isn't moving around so freely anymore. We're not locking it out. It's still a fully bush design. We're just adding a third line of bushings into it, so it's actually triangulated now, so the thing is a lot more durable. It helps with the CVs, it helps with the actual drive shafts, and we're working on some other things as well, some differential bushing upgrades to complement this. Going through and doing some subframe lockout, pieces for it as well, but also some geometry correction pieces that will allow the cradle to go through and change the instant center on it and actually allow for a larger drive shaft as well, because these things have some crazy mile an hour, right? 3.5-inch aluminum shaft that a lot of people use. You hear those drive shafts ringing as you go through the end of the quarter mile. Everybody that's been drag racing long enough knows what that sound usually means. And we wanted to go and allow for a bigger drive shaft, so we've gone through and designed some components there as well. Don't have those on display yet, but they are going to be out on the website soon, and we're going to be able to talk about those a little bit more. But just really addressing the S650 and the issues that we've encountered on our own personal builds and customer builds as well.
And one of the things I really like, and anything that seems like you guys do, you don't just design a part, slap it together, and put it out there. I see a lot of attention to detail in this, even down to you're using ARP hardware. You're not just running out the ACE and picking up some zinc-plated bolts, throw them in there.
Again,
really good high-end. I mean, it's your race car stuff. It should have race car components all the way through it. You shouldn't be skipping out using the cheap little round bushings. And
it's stuff like that we really think about. Like if you're spending a premium, right? And Livernois is known about making sort of what we think is the best of the best, right? And trying to make it accessible, but without downgrading stuff. Grade 8 bolts, 10-9, 12-9 bolts, that stuff's cheap. But this is stuff that makes 1,000 plus, 1,200 plus, 1,500 plus horsepower. Like, we want to put what we know is going to work. It's even things like bushings. We don't want to use just normal off-the-shelf bushings that are cheap and available just because they exist. We go the extra mile to figure out what's actually going to work in this application. How does the thing actually load and unload, and how does that look, and what is the modeling, and what's the real world, actual situations that happen, and we choose that stuff appropriately. So that's important. It's beyond just, make it stronger, right? It's actually make it stronger, better, has some engineering thought behind it, and make everything work the way it's supposed to work.
And of course, you guys are always displaying your cam timing components and things like that, your lockouts, and I really like these guides. These are very nice looking.
Yeah, that's been a popular upgrade for us. So we started making these, probably around 2012. Really, when we started to see like the NA Cobra Jet program and spinning Coyotes to 9,000 RPM, what kind of durability stuff changed, and getting rid of the plastic guides was a big one. The cam timing drive system is something that's been out there for a long time. We're right in the middle of doing a redesign to make it a little bit more user friendly. But anybody that's used to like the indexable cam timing lockouts knows all of them except ours pretty much use just a friction model, right? You just tighten the life out of the stuff after you degree it in, do one of these, and hope everything stays where it's supposed to be. Ours has always been a triple plate design that actually has indexing teeth on the end of it, so you can degree it 1 degree at a time. And these positively lock, so it's actually engaged to the phaser and the camshaft, and it's not going to go anywhere, right? If you slip these, it's because you've sheared off bolts, dowel pins, and all kind of bad stuff anyway, so nothing's going to save it at that point. But we're redesigning it so it's easier to adjust in the vehicle. It's easier to index for where zero mark is and go from there. So we're really putting some things in, and we're branching it out to Gen 2, Gen 3, really expanding that as well. So, make 2,000, 2,500 horsepower, you're not just hoping that the torque and friction is enough to make everything live.
Well, I always like seeing things progressing and stuff, and Livernois is always working on stuff like that. And these are beautiful. I love that you see issues and gaps in the market, such as that brace. you guys come out and build the best version you possibly can. So it's awesome to see. Can't wait to get up there and see you guys again.
Yeah.
It's not going to be in the winter. I am not going to Detroit in the winter, but always love seeing you guys work.
Yeah, good seeing you too.
Yep, and that's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please take a look at the rest of the PRI videos we have here on the channel, and I'm going to try to stay warm. Thanks.